Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Project to Grandeur. My name is Ayo Ogido. Today's episode is sponsored by Omoba World, your world of chic and affordable products. Today we are covering the private viewing and briefing of Giuliano Medici by Sujimoto Construction. Feel free to come along with us as we do this event together. Thank you.
Didn't anyone ever tell you? Didn't anyone ever say?
During my life, where I got my first, money from real estate was through broking a deal. I was very young. I didn't have any license. Not like Nigeria, everything was well structured as well. For you to sell a property or rent a property to anybody, you must have a license. I didn't have any license, so I was very young, and so I had to have a mentor who had a license and would now send me around, go and buy biscuit, go and clean this, go and do that. But at the end of the day, I closed the deal. I brought a client, closed the deal, and I made, my first money. So it's the relationship between developers and brokers goes a long way, and I see transitions from being a broker to being a developer, to own your own project, to become a construction company, becoming someone that would transform our city. So we're here because of Giuliano. We all know, what happened to Lorenzo. Lorenzo was a big shout. We went out there. We made a lot of mistakes. We did, but the dream itself was something very solid. We made a couple of mistakes. We did a lot of things that are right. We can't hold ourselves responsible for what the economic situation would be. We had very strong, investors that understood real estate investment, and they also understood what it is to invest in third world countries. But unfortunately, backed out of Lorenzo, and nothing we could do about it. We already had some money which we had in an escrow account somewhere in one of these angel cities. But at the end of the day, the investor said, the situation of the country is very bad, we have to pull out. What do we do as a developer? We have enough documents to back us to take them to court. But these are people that looked at me. I've known their family for a long time, and they looked at me and said, Suji, we believe in your dream, we'll follow you. The same way our father believed in you. And we all put money together, we put it in an escrow account. When the country started going bad in 2016, they were like, if you're in Togo, we'll go with you. But the way this country is going today, you can't put dollar into your account. Tomorrow you can't transfer out. This uncertainty, we cannot bank on it. The risk we can manage, because you can identify a risk and manage them, but you cannot identify uncertainty. That was very cool. It's something that really touched me, because the Lorenzo dream is something that is deep down in my brain. I think it's a foundation that goes 1,000% deep, 1,000 meters deep in my heart. So it almost broke me down. But out of Lorenzo, we created something. But Lorenzo itself is there. The same people that pulled out, they called me late last year, and they're back in. We're just structuring the documentation by the grace of God. We don't want to say anything yet, but by the grace of God, before the end of this year, the Lorenzo will be back on track. So last year we looked at it and I said, okay, while we're waiting for Lorenzo, what can we do in our society? What can we do? And now we now started doing the research. What can we do? Something little, something that at least while we're waiting, we just can't be waiting. Then we looked at Giuliano. Giuliano is the son of Lorenzo de Medici. So when I researched him and I realized that he didn't become a pope, but he's one of those young, very, very talented children of the grandson of Cosimo de Medici, who is the son of Lorenzo de Medici. So it's okay. While we're waiting for Lorenzo, let's do something great. But in order to do something great, we needed to understand the mindset of the people. We wanted to know why people rent, and why is it that a lot of houses are empty in Banana Island and Ikoyi. We wanted to understand the mindset, not of the buyer, but of the end user, because most of our clients, they buy for investment. So we wanted to understand, why do people buy? why do people rent, or why do people lease, or why do people resell? So we spoke with a couple of people. During the time we're having a lot of setbacks and everything, we realized that a lot of demands, and you people please correct me when I'm wrong, because you're the representative of the real estate industry. We realized that we will receive 10 demands for either lease or sales in Ikoyi. 8 or 7 of them are always Banana Island. That gives us a question that why is it that Banana Island has sold itself, true or false, to be the most exclusive place to live in, or the place to have a property. So we also saw that we could buy a property cheaper anywhere in Ikoyi. If I cross my leg out of Banana Island gate, or that Banana Road is 100 million cheaper than Banana Island itself. But we also realized that quality sells itself. That even if we negotiate, that people might not be able, you cannot negotiate the price of quality, you know. So we decided to buy our land in Banana Island. We bought the land 100%, belongs to us. Then we started building. We designed this property. We looked around. We were looking for something that would be different, something different in terms of terrace houses. I think I spoke with everybody. I spoke with Auntie Mrs. Onosoya. What are people buying? Are they buying apartments, or are they buying terraces? Why are they buying? What can we do different? So we looked at that. We put this together. We put together the Giuliano, which we believe is going to be a different type of property. It's a different type of property because we focused extremely on quality. We wanted to give an experience, an end user experience. We wanted anybody that steps into that place to have that mental experience of this is different. We wanted to compete fairly, where if I want to buy a property of 300 million or 350 million naira, I enter into one, then I come out, then I enter into another one. But by the time I get to Giuliano, which is more or less the same price, but the quality is different, we wanted to be on top of all the games. And when we did the Lorenzo, and about between 10 to 11 people gave us money, they trusted us with their money because of the amount of marketing we gave and the amount of zeal we were in the market with. But out of those people, about 6 of them, about 5 of them said, no, they don't want to go ahead anymore, return our money's back. We happily refunded a lot of money back to those people so that we can keep that name and that integrity. So that when people say anything about you or about Sujimoto, they shouldn't say that, oh, this man took my money and didn't give me anything. Or this man, you know, people must say anything about every one of us, but nobody must say that we are not a man of our word, or that we promised A and we delivered B. But luckily for us, by the time we brought the remaining people into Giuliano. Out of 10 units, automatically about 5 or 6 of them were already gone. So we had about 4 left, which we sold 2 of them recently, and remaining 2. So, and I said, okay, in order for us to introduce this to the market, you would never have seen this in any type of publications or any type of newspaper. So we said, okay, in order for us to introduce this to the public, let's first of all call the most important people in our industry, which are our brokers. If I'm looking for a house, even me, I will have to call someone. So we play a significant part in our society. If anybody is looking for anything in Banana Island or anywhere in Ikoyi, anybody I know, they will say, call Suji. Call Suji, he will know someone. And immediately I receive it, I pass them around. Oh, let's look for a house or a land or a rental for this, my friend. I pass it up to the group and everything. So I said, the first people we owe this introduction to after Lorenzo are our brokers, the family, friends, the brothers and sisters that I learn from every day. So I might call Ayo, for example, I'll be talking to him, but he wouldn't know that he has taught me something immediately that I've held in my left hand, you know. So, you know, I've learned so much for you guys, and thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. You know, I would like to tell you a little bit without going too further. I'm done with it, about the Lorenzo, the facilities, the unique selling point. Our unique selling point, you know, is the materials are finished. So a lot of people I see, I always, maybe people see me very aggressive and maybe sometimes a little bit arrogant, but it comes from passion. You know, passion from developing something that's never been done before, passion from being different. And it also boils back to the fact that if you're not, for you to be needed, you have to be loaded. You cannot be, in today's fast-paced world where competition is so high, you cannot afford to be simple. You must not, as a business person, as a friend, As a lady, as a guy looking for a wife, you cannot afford to be simple. You must be different. You must be unique. And that is where our passion comes from, being unique, doing something different, going the extra mile in the process of delivering something great. And that's what we believe we've done here. We know that a lot of people have 5 bedrooms and they just buy land and build. We don't want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of, we want to have a small niche that, yes, these people, they build quality. The process from our foundation all the way to the roofing. We want to establish the fact that it is something that we can stand on. And the first way we do that is that I say, okay, what can we do? We put a 5-year warranty on all our units. If anything happens, this is what we promise the clients. If anything happens to your unit, we'll give you a private elevator. If the private elevator knocks up, we're not going to come and repair it. We're going to come and replace it. Why? Because we are receiving it from the manufacturer. He gives us 5 years warranty. We will extend that 5-year warranty to you. It might be a marketing gimmick, but it is actually true. If we look at our kitchen, which was designed by this German kitchen called Kohler, I had a choice. I mean, I invited everybody here because, you know, this is something we just did. The kitchen in my kitchen, it was done by a fantastic Nigerian artisan. The guy did a fantastic kitchen, and it didn't cost me 1.5 million. If we are able to do that kitchen in any of these our units, it will still sell for the same price. But we wanted to do something different. We wanted to do the extra mile. We wanted the sleek and the beauty of it to show itself. So that's why we went to this German manufacturer. We have an agreement to build something exceptional. Something that by the time you enter there, any woman, because the kitchen is the woman's, is the lady's, you know, place. When she enters there, she can feel at home. And even a man self, that when you enter, they say yes, you feel like cooking if you've never cooked before. So that was what we did in terms of the type of kitchen we're giving. So we have 2 kitchens, one wet and dry kitchen, a fully furnished kitchen with the most latest equipment. We also make the building fully automated, because I don't know, I hope we are all on the same track here, because if you're talking luxury without automation, it's not luxury. It's no more luxury anymore. In today's world, in 2018, if you are building any unit and you don't make it automated, then just don't tag it as luxury. That is our own philosophy, and that's what we believe. So we've made it all. We have 5 levels of automation in the building. This is a 3-floor building where if I'm in my master bedroom and I see that when you press my bell, I see you from my video and I see, this guy, okay, let me let him in. Do I step off my bed and go all the way down to go and open the door? No. But with the touch of a button, the door buzzes up and you open. That's kind of automation we're talking about. Music, shades, which is curtains, your air condition is fully. So we have a fully automated unit. I've talked about the 5 years warranty. We have 3 car parks instead of 2 car parks. We have 2 boys' quarters. A lot of people have 2 boys' quarters, but also have 2 boys' quarters as well. Because a lot of situation here in Nigeria where the house girl and the driver, they've given birth to a baby. So how can we avoid that? So we provided two boys' quarters to avoid those, you know, because we don't want their children and everything. So, you know, with sanitary ware, Zaha Hadid may so rest in perfect peace. I mean, I'm a strong, maybe because I was brought up by a woman, I have a very strong attachment to women, especially strong mothers and single mothers. Zaha Hadid for me is something different, you know, and I feel extremely honored to have the opportunity to even be able to go and purchase something she designed. If you've been to any of our structure, if you're an architect or a developer or someone that has passion for real estate, you will see that you have the goldiest goose bomb in your body when you face any of Zaha Hadid's buildings. I've seen them in New York City, I've seen them in Beijing, and trust me, it is breathtaking. So all our master bedrooms would have something we call the nook and vital. Zaha Hadid, she designed it for persona nosa. So when you go to private houses here in Lagos, you will see a lot of beautiful persona nosa, you know, sanitary wares, but very few people have the Zaha Hadid, you know, design. When you even look at the presentation, the beauty of it is exceptional. So though it is extremely expensive, like 3 times more expensive than your normal luxury bathroom, but we went the extra mile. So we want to make sure every master bedroom has a full Zaha Hadid, you know, sanitary wares. It has 42 inches TV. All the master bedroom has it. All the kitchen has them. 2BQ, 3.6 floor to ceilings. Our soft ceilings are 3.6, which is standard. but also we have to elaborate it. The quality of the finishing, the external cladding. So our external cladding, we looked at it. I said, okay, this external cladding, what can we use to paint the whole building of about, I think it's about 6,000 square meter. It will cost us about maybe less than 50 million naira. They said, no, how can we make it better? So we're bringing in this Spanish Clarendon stones cladding that we're going to use all over the building, which makes no one drop of paint will be on the building, and also our aluminum doors and our sliding doors and windows. We're using a Souq standard, which is the highest standard in the world for the quality of the finishing. So it's going to be a very, very nice building. This is not a marketing, this thing is just an introduction. We thank God we've been able to sell a lot of them. As I said, 6 people came from Lorenzo. We've sold 2 of them. We've sold the 2 penthouses. I'll even give you a story. One of the penthouses, there was this lady that wanted to buy one of them, and everybody, she wanted to buy it, and everybody said, no, don't ask Sujimoto, that young man, use your money to drink champagne. This. You know, the woman backed her. She's a reverend, very successful woman. But I just believe that when she stepped into that project, we started experiencing different level of success, because I believed in her. Maybe she didn't believe in me, but I believed in her, and I tapped into that belief. And I knew that when I met her, I wanted her to pray for me. I didn't go to market her, but at the end of the day, she said she just moved back from UK. Her children are looking for somewhere. I said, but mommy, I came for prayer, but my prayer has already been answered. Unfortunately, people said different things about hers to her. But she saw the building from December. She saw the speed of execution. Because she saw it from December, it was on the ground floor. And today, we are doing our last floor. Only in 2.5 months, we were able to do 6 slabs, 1,200 square meter. I didn't even believe we could do it. But still, she didn't buy. But there was this young man, as marketers and as brokers, if you see this man, you will pass him by. And that's why we must never underestimate anybody. This man, he used a Toyota Corolla. He came to us on a Saturday, very early in the morning. I think Juliet called me, and it was this young lady that I said, this man, can this man buy property? I'm in bed. I'm not leaving Saturday. I just came back from Javin. I'm not going anywhere. The guy said, no, that you have to go. I got that. This man self. The man is just there, short, not very, very unassuming. The guy paid almost 600 million naira for a 5-bedroom penthouse. I didn't believe it. The girls kept saying it until I saw their alerts. So that's why we must never ever underestimate any word in this country. So it's a beautiful. So this is not a sales gimmick. It's just an introduction. They do it most of the time. So I said, let me introduce the property to everybody. If you have any questions, I'm available. If you have anything you want to say, and if we still have 2 units, of course, we still want to sell it if possible now. And no matter, I think it's a joint contribution, and everybody that is here, it took me time, myself and my team, and it took us time to identify the most important people in our industry, because I wanted to be even 10 or 20 people, but then as we see, we kept expanding on the number of people. So thank you so much for coming. If you have any questions, please let me know, and that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
How are you?
Sijibomi.
On the track.
Well, we don't. If you complete, so. So this elaborates when we started and till now. So we just have something to eat now then. So this is the current situation. This was when we got the land. Very troublesome, very trouble way to get it as well. When we're doing the piling, the pile cap. That's one of our project manager, Rena. So that's it. Thank you so much. Let's eat something. Let's have something to drink. And that's basically what it is. So from here, we'll go to the site just for you guys to see. We have a model that everybody can see. We can look at what the physical model will look like. And that's basically what it is. So that's all. Thank you so much, everybody. If you have any questions, I'm available in private, in person, in public. It's very transparent something. Yeah? Thank you.
Didn't anyone ever tell you? Didn't anyone ever say? Did you capture a vision of glory? She held out a hand today. It's reaching to the broken warmth, right down to where you stand. Didn't anyone ever tell you this is your land? Didn't anyone ever tell you? Doesn't matter, the last will be first. For the sad and the meek and the righteous, and all those who will hunger and thirst. So let the poor in spirit know these dreams are not of sound. Didn't anyone ever tell you this is your land? Oh,
Thank you for joining us on this edition of Project Souq Grandeur. I hope you've been informed and I hope you've gained something. If you've gained something from this episode, please follow us on Instagram at Souq Grandeur, and please subscribe on our YouTube channel, which is also Souq Grandeur. Thank you and God bless.